EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. For years, the NFL's best received a trip to Honolulu or Orlando for their efforts, but now they get a trip to Vegas as EA Sports welcomes you to Allegiant Stadium here in Southern Nevada. Set to go. It's the NFL's annual showcase. The 2023 Pro Bowl is underway. Khalif Raymond now. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about tiny? You're talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the...
Derrick Henry all alone. The 20. And touchdown! Derrick Henry, 72 yards. And the AFC has taken the early lead. So the AFC, they won the Pro Bowl the last couple of seasons and off to another good start here.
Yeah, how about that? The first touchdown of this game, how many more do we expect to see?
Hopefully a lot. I want offense in this ball game.
I don't think there's any question about it. Rarely do you get defensive struggles in the Pro Bowl.
Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Cook on the first down carry there as he works his way forward for a gain of about 4.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Handoff comes to Cook. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Calais Campbell in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, there
in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. A give. This is Cook. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for 4th down. Here's a carry for Saquon Barkley and the Giants. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Throwing now is Rodgers. Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On play action, now Rodgers. Well, the pressure gets home, and the AFC comes up with a sack. Calais Campbell able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So now make that a 2nd sack for them on this drive.
And, Brandon, we hear it every week when we go out to do a game. Everyone talks about playing complementary football. Their offense goes down and scores. They see that, and they want to back them up, and that they did, getting 2 sacks on this first drive.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. It's Rodgers. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Jackson now off the bootleg. Sliding out of the pocket. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Jackson. And that will be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there.
Well, no surprise there. Extremely reliable during the regular season. Bailed his team out time and again. Knocks another one through, this time in the Pro Bowl.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going out offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
A first down carry for Barkley. Space to run past the 20. Touchdown! Saquon Barkley, 33 yards. And the NFC has now cut it to within 1 score.
Well, we've said it many times. He is always a threat to go the distance anytime he's got the ball in his hands. And on this occasion, he did just that.
Well, he's definitely the guy that makes this offense go. And when you're an RB1, running back one, you've got to be willing to be patient at times as well. Not every run's going to be the home run we saw there. But once you get that opportunity and that opening, you take full advantage.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Here's Khalif Raymond to return.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The offense for the AFC set to go now. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Now it's 2nd and 9.
Play action. It's Jackson.
A check down here for Henry.
Running right through him. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down.
That's going to be a good matchup for him. Using him out of the backfield and telling those linebackers, hey, you're not only going to have to try and run with him, but you're going to have to try and tackle him in the open field.
Now Jackson on first down. Steps away to his left. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. (10-7) our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson.
A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Throwing throwing now. Jackson on first down. And going deep for Hill.
And this throw will be intercepted.
Picked off by Eric Stokes.
And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line.
When I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And got his man complete.
Another day, another dollar, baby.
Touchdown! Calvin Ridley, 81 yards. And the NFC has taken the lead. Now the point after try for Santos. And that makes it 14-10. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Raymond now on the return. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The AFC offense set to take their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Derrick Henry. The UCLA product, Kenny Young, had the tackle.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 100 for him now in this first half of the Pro Bowl. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Jackson. Rolling to his left. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Now a handoff to Henry. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Defensively, they rally the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st. Mike Vrabel saw him on the sideline. He didn't even hesitate. They will go for it on 4th. Jackson now. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The AFC went for it, and it doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands. Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. He takes this from the 30 to the 34. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on third down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. To the 40 and no further, so the razzle-dazzle didn't get him much. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Eight yards to go on 2nd down.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? Here we go on 4th down with Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the AFC is going to get the football back in great field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. A give to Henry. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Now the NFC going to call the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. A toss left. Henry. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Now the NFC going to take a timeout, their 2nd, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll pass up a field goal attempt. It would have been a 45-yarder. Now they'll go for it on 4th. They'll run for it with Henry. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their 2nd as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. The play fake. Here's Jackson rolling to his right. Gonna throw deep for the end zone.
And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, 21 yards. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he will take this in for an AFC touchdown. Derrick Henry, as the first half is winding down. And the AFC has retaken the lead. Now Tucker to add the PAT. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started
as they take over with just 17 seconds left before the break.
On play action, it's Rodgers. And incomplete on the deep ball.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Now the AFC going to use their final timeout of the half as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Rodgers. That'll be complete to Cook. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. The backup Murray, his first throw. And complete right side to Cook. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. So we have hit halftime of the Pro Bowl with the AFC leading the NFC. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. It's the NFC to possess it first as we are back and underway for the third quarter. Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense.
And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
115 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. He'll buy some time right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Now Murray. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going to...
And he will carry this one in. Touchdown NFC. Cordero Patterson taking it in from 2 yards out. And the NFC has once again taken the lead. Santos with the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
From the 10. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The offense for the AFC set to go now.
And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
They'll run. It's Henry. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or two. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the NFC is going to get the football back in excellent field position. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. They'll roll him out right. Gets this one to Juszczyk. A lot of work to get away and outside of the pocket, but no actual yardage there on the catch. It's 2nd down. They run. Cook. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Now Chargers. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Santos' kick is up and through, and they will open their lead up to a touchdown at 24-17.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out of it, and they do so right there.
From the 10. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The AFC offense set to take their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
142 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
They go play action now. Jackson sliding out of the pocket. He's going deep for Brown.
A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Now this one has been fun so far, as the Pro Bowl usually is. A lot of relaxed faces out there. 2nd and 10.
Throwing is Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get high.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Running from the gun with Henry. And he will take this in for an AFC touchdown. Derrick Henry scampering home from 19 yards out. And the AFC is an extra point away from tying this game up. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that will tie our game here in the 3rd. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all are our score as he sends this one away.
On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone.
The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. He's going to rifle one deep left side.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked up by Jonathan Jones.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
After the interception, here's Jackson rolling to his right.
That's complete to the fullback, Ricard.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Well, they certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. Just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. They'll run it again with Henry.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
A 1st down carry for Henry.
169 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Four yards remain for 2nd down.
Given those 6 yards right back as they're going to get to him well behind the line. But call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
But we say it all. Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on third down. Murray going to throw. And this is Cook with the grab. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
They're going on fourth down. It's Ryan. And this is going to be intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it past the 20. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and an AFC touchdown.
I have to believe that in a Pro Bowl situation, you know, we talk about these defensive backs during the season, that they're educated gamblers. They take the education out of it. They just go for the football here. Hey, try and make a big play. And if you get one, you really look terrific.
Tucker with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense. And it's great to see the stars all out in one place, but in terms of football, what's really great to see is a very entertaining Pro Bowl as we are tied in the fourth quarter.
And how many of these guys thought going into this game, after a pretty easy week heading into it, that the pressure would ratchet up now and someone has to make a play, which means someone will have a play made against them and they'll have to live with that for the rest of the year.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Patterson on the carry. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On third down, Patterson. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. Patterson into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. No gain on the play, and it's going to be second and goal. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's the NFC with the football as we welcome you back. And they're knocking on the door. Second and goal now in a one-score game. on second down now. It's Patterson, and he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go. It's Ryan on 4th down. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. Raymond now on the return. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The offense for the AFC set to go now. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they haven't.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Robert Quinn, the blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And this is not going to be what they needed. They get a few here, but now 3rd down as the clock runs. Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their second as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
They'll run on first down. Henry. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. He wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
He's going to go up top again. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Raymond now on the return. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The AFC offense set to take their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Brian Burns. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. They'll toss it to Henry. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the...
Derrick Henry all alone. The 40, 20, 10, 5, and he is in for the score. And it is absolute stud silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. So, Charles, final thoughts on this AFC victory?
Bottom line, nobody appeared to be seriously hurt. That's the first thing we look for in this game. Well played, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. I think that everyone's going to go home pretty happy, especially the AFC since they won the game.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.